How we feeling, y'all? How we feeling? Happy, technically Tuesday night for everyone. Wednesday morning for me. Say what's up if you're in the chat. I see Daniel Macy. 57 days until kickoff. Man, the countdown is real. Styles goated intro music. We appreciate each and every one of you coming through. Zach is away. Let me know if I sound good. Make sure everything's all good. But Zach is away. He went on a little holiday this for the next couple weeks. So it's just me. We're solo dolo. We can have some cool, interesting takes. Outrageous. Let's get kind of crazy in the channel for the next couple weeks. Let's go wild. But what's happening? What's happening? What's happening, Brandon? As we all trickle in, what's happening, y'all? We appreciate each and every one of you. As always, 57 days until kickoff. Benaki, your turn to turn a mock into a real league. Look, I thought about it. I have my grandma's birthday. It's coming up. My dad's birthday is coming up, all in the days that Zach is not here. So maybe I'll do a celebration. Celebrational, turn a mock into a real league coming here soon. But hey, you just never know. You just never know what's gonna happen. So I'm down. I think we have to find the right time. Plus, we are starting redraft leagues now, which is kind of a good segue, a good plug in right now. We are introducing redraft leagues. If you guys don't know, if all you have to do is sign up with our code on Flock. on Flock, excuse me. I'm just really thirsty. Now when you brush your teeth and then your mouth gets really, at least for me, I brush my teeth, my mouth gets really dry, so I need like a cup of water. But yeah, so if you want to play in a redraft league with us, all you have to do is use our promo code LAN at signing up. Use the promo code LAN outside of Mother Flocker tier. All you have to do is DM me in the next couple weeks, or once Zach gets back, you can DM Zach with a screenshot of your account. And that's exactly how you can earn. Each league has a buy-in of $25. Obviously, we're going to do that through league. Say first gets 175, second gets 200, third gets 25. And yeah, we're going to do either one quarterback or super flex league. Once you do get into a league, we'll send out a vote, and we'll send out, you know, a link in the chat within the league and say, hey, what do you want to do? What type of format you guys are feeling? So, yeah, that's kind of what we're doing right now. So, once again, use our promo code LAN, sign up Mother Flocker tier. That link is in the description below. And that's exactly how you can join a redraft league with Zach and myself. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, we appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to be doing this solo dolo. What's happening to WGO? The cool kids are turning mocked into real leagues. Yeah, I know. And at that, as a week, you know, what I really will be awesome is, it sounds crazy absurd, but imagine that we can do every single day a real league. I mean, that is, according to Daniels Macy's countdown, 57 days until kickoffs. That's way too many leagues. I'm happy to do like 2-3 weeks worth of real leagues, meaning that we can get at least 20 redraft leagues into it, maybe get all you guys in, which is awesome. So that could be definitely fun and exciting if it does come down to it. But as always, guys, if you want to join a mock draft as we're doing here today, all you have to do is join our Discord. Link in the description below, and link is going to be in the chat here. All you have to do is join our Discord, go to the Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, and then go to content releases. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link for this mock draft and all the mock drafts as we're going to be doing throughout the week. So once again, I can actually show you guys, which is awesome. So here we go. Let me change my screen here. And then this is the mock draft, obviously. But all you have to do is come here. Come to the Flock. Join our Discord. Go to Fantasyland tab, which is right to your left here. Go to content releases. And that's exactly where I'll be posting link to each and every mock draft here, okay? So I'm going to send that link out right now. And then I'm going to add all of our people. And then we can kind of get this, and then we can get this on and popping. So that link is out. Definitely go join over there. I'm gonna put this over here. And then we can kind of go from there as people kind of trickle in. Once again, say what's up if you're in the chat. We appreciate each and every one of you. Got Tebow fans, we got Styles in, we got Ziggy, Fantasy Sleep. Got the Maniac. Here we go. 7 Goats is coming in. What's happening, y'all? As this is all happening. I picked the spot, right? Yeah, okay. I was tripping. 3 more spots left. I'll put it in our other Discord as well. Just to kind of get this. Just trying to get this going here. And if we make sure you drop a like as you come in as well, you know, get that like go. We can do 2 mock drafts, and then, you know, we can do a super flex. We can do whatever, a tight end premium, you know, it's all up to you. You guys have control throughout these next couple weeks, which I'm really excited about. So once again, we got 4 more spots left as we trickle in. What's happening, Simon? Got the 108. Let's go. Okay. We are filled up, and as always, guys, this is a 1 quarterback non-tight end premium, and I'll put this in the chat. 1 QB non-tight end premium. All right, a minute on the clock. You guys know what it is. Let's do it. Let's get this on and popping. Oh, we're going quick here. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase already off the board. CMC. Here we go, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, and now I am on the clock here. All right. I mean, I think it's kind of obvious where I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Travis. I'm at the 106. He falls to me. I think right now where I'm at is if Cooper Kupp or Tyreek Hill falls to me at the 106 and they're both available, let's say somebody gets taken before them, I'm taking both of those wide receivers over Travis Kelce right now. That's kind of where I'm feeling. That's kind of where my head's at. I just feel really comfortable taking those guys over Travis. I know the positional value is significantly important, but I mean, if I can get a Mark in the second, sometimes Mark falls into the third, or if I can get, a Waller, a TJ Hawkinson later on, I'll be really, really excited about that. Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, Stephon Diggs off the board. Once again, drop a like here. I got 15 likes, which is awesome. 65 may be a bit of a reach today, but that's okay. But as it gets closer and closer to the season, I think I might just start doing 2, because I think, as the season gets closer, it's just going to be a lot easier for us to fill up leagues. People are kind of going to be coming back and saying, you know what, I need to get these redraft mocks going, and that's exactly what is going to be happening. All right, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Jonathan Taylor, A.J. Brown, Nicholas Chubb, and Saquon Barkley off the board. Something that I did want to talk about, actually, was the news that kind of broke today about Alvin Kamara. I think this kind of solidifies kind of what we were thinking, and I'll kind of bring that up here as you guys could see. Alvin Kamara pled no contest to minimum. Essentially, he was just like, yep, I did it, whatever the case may be. Charged me with a he got charged with a misdemeanor, and now we have to wait for the NFL to give us his suspension and what that is going to look like long term. I've been saying 4 to 6 weeks. I think a slap on the wrist will be 3 games. But I think at max it'll be 6 games, minimum 3 games. And if you are somebody like me that's been saying, I'm on the clock here. If you're someone like me that's been saying, you know what, Alvin Kamara is, before I have to go Chris Olave here. Been letting Devontae Adams fall. You guys know how I feel about him. But if Alvin Kamara misses the first 6 games and he can be, I truly believe he could be a league winner in the second half of the season. And, I'm not necessarily sure if Jamal Williams is going to be taking a lot of opportunity away. I'm not necessarily sure if Kendre Miller is going to be taking a lot of opportunity away. I think once Alvin Kamara is back, they will utilize him in the right way that we're all kind of expecting, that I'm kind of expecting him being, the all-down back, the pass-catching guy. And then, hey, I think he may not be the TD vulture that we expect. I can definitely see Kendre and or Jamal Williams being that goal line guy. But Alvin Kamara right now, obviously, probably going to be missing up to 6 games. And then we're going to wait to see what that looks like. But he has to complete 30 hours of community service and pay over $150,000, which is crazy to the victim. I mean, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. But we got to wait and see what happens. I think you can get some good values in your redraft league, especially now knowing where he's going to be going. Let's see where he goes today here. But you see Devontae Adams going at the 2-8. Pollard, Henry, Stevenson, 3 quarterbacks off the board. Normally I like to wait on quarterbacks. The community likes to wait on quarterbacks. There goes T. Higgins. Man, don't love this position here, being in the middle. I can really go either way, where I can go with a running back, or I don't love the wide receivers here. So let's try something different. I'm going to go Travis Etienne here. Let's try something different. Let's switch it up a little bit. I appreciate you for the subscription, man. For the subscription, for the sub. try something a little bit different today. Keenan Allen, Breece Hall. What's happening, y'all? Talk to me in the chat. What's got 22 people watching at the moment. Once again, if you're in here, if you haven't dropped a like, we can get a second mock draft. Our like goal is 65 likes. What is everyone's bold prediction of 2023? And give me a bold prediction in each position. A quarterback, that's a lot. A quarterback, a wide receiver, a running back, and a tight end. I'm really interested to know everyone's bold prediction, or maybe crazy prediction. Maybe something that, you know, I brought out a video on our Dynasty channel, which was kind of a hot take. I'm not saying that I want this to happen, but I see a pathway of it happening. And I said Kyle Pitts may not be this guy that we expected, but he's still my tight end one. And that may be controversial. That may be a hypocrite, because I do believe he's talented. I do believe he can be a tight end one with the talent. But at the same time, I think there's also I think the pathway is just as big of him failing than in him being successful. So definitely go check that video out. I kind of wanted to get under people's skin there, which I definitely did. So what's happening, Steel Mob? Joshua said King Henry RB1. Hey, I think it's possible. He's my RB3 right now in my rankings. I definitely believe that could be the case without a doubt, because he's going to continue to get the 300+ touches that I'm expecting this year. You know, this offense doesn't necessarily change. Obviously, you know, they don't really bring in anyone to help. You have Treylon Burks. Who else do they bring in? They draft Will Levis. They get an offensive lineman. I think it's pretty safe to say that I can definitely see him still being a top 3 and even finishing as the RB1. There's no doubt in my mind right here. I'm going to go with the wide receiver, and that is Amari Cooper. You know, I was genuinely contemplating him at the 3-6, and I was going to be happy with any of these wide receivers that were going to fall to me right there. So I'm happy with that. TJ Hawkinson at the 4-1. If Zach was here, he would not be liking TJ going right there. And that's exactly kind of his argument. Why is he going so high? Why is he going, you know, nearly a late 3rd round? I'm happy to take him in the 4th, maybe mid to late 4th. But, you know, that price right there is pretty significant. Bold prediction, New York versus New York. Super Bowl. Well, New York will go crazy if that happens. The Jets and the Giants win or went to the Super Bowl. It's like, doesn't matter who won. The city of New York has just won. Everyone, your families has won. I mean, unless you had a family that really hates, like my family was a mix, right? My brother, my uncle, and my couple of my aunts are all Giants fans. And the other side of the family, grandfather, my other aunt, my father, all Jets fans. So it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's like, yo, we chilling. We got New York. No matter what happens, New York is winning. And that's exactly what New York is want. You know, like for me, you know, I don't really follow basketball like that, right? But if the Knicks go to the finals, I'm buzzing. If the Nets go to the finals, I'm buzzing. Even hockey, right? Doesn't matter who it is. Baseball, New York is winning. Brock Purdy makes top 3 in MVP votes. That is a huge bold prediction there, brother. I mean, we have to wait and see if that noodle arm can come back. But I think he will be all right. I think he will be all right with that arm, without a doubt. Henry getting too much disrespect for falling off, but dude's a freak. Yeah, I mean, look, we need to remember what he did last year, right? I mean, Derrick Henry, and this is what I keep saying every single year. Like the past 2 years was like the fall off of Derrick Henry. What's going to happen the last couple of years? Let me make my pick and I'll let you know. Okay, let's see. Look at the wide receivers here. Wow, Alexander Madison at the 4-9. What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. RB 18. I definitely see one guy I would take, and this is currently with his ADP on the underdog. I know he's RB18. He's my RB16 right now. I'm going to take Bobbin like I'm Dobbins, a guy that I'm truly seeing is a league winner, a breakout guy this year. He could potentially be on my list of a my guy, but we have to wait and see. But that is a bit high for Madison in my eyes. I mean, I see the opportunity, but I don't know, man. I think J.K. Dobbins still on the board. I would have taken some of these wide receivers still over Alexander Madison, but hey, each to their own. Another guy I was contemplating right there was Christian Watson. But once again, I'm really happy for some of these wide receivers that could potentially come back to me at the 6-7. So let's see how we go right there. Yeah, I mean, like, once again, Derrick Henry having a great opportunity, right? I mean, last year, still over nearly 350 attempts, over 1,500 yards on the grounds, finished RB4. I think that's going to continue. Obviously, in 2021, he comes back. Well, he definitely misses time in 2021. That's when everyone thought he was going to have the fall off. And then the year prior in 2020, still over 200 yards, RB3. So I just think if he's going to continue to get the workload, there's no doubt in my mind Derrick Henry is going to still be this top 3 guy in amongst the running backs. So I definitely see that as the outcome. Bold predictions: Bengals nor Chiefs make AFC title. That's big. So Styles, who would make it then? Who's beating them out in the AFC? I'm assuming you're thinking what, Chargers, Bills. Maybe are you going to be saying Broncos? Are you saying, who else is there? I can't even think off the top of my head. I mean, those are some teams I can think of right now. Let me pull up some teams in the AFC. So, Dolphins for sure, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of teams now that I see them, but yeah, who are those teams? I'm really interested to know. I said New York's gonna get burnt down if they both go. That's the bold prediction. Yo, that would be wild if that actually happens. It would be amazing. I would love it. I think if that happens, I need to be in New York. I need to be there. I need to go fly out and do everything possible. Rachaad White at the 6'4", Trevor Lawrence at the 6'3", Cam Akers at the 6'1". I took J.K. Dobbins at RB 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I like that pick from Cam Akers falling at the 6'1". Another guy that I'm really excited about. I know I'm really against the community with that guy, but I really like him. And a guy, once again, still kind of being disrespected, and I think that is Deontay Johnson. I'm happy to take him as my wide receiver 3 here. I'm liking this start. I'm kind of going every different position every single time. Travis Kelce, Chris Olave, Travis Etienne, Amari Cooper, J.K. Dobbins, and Deontay Johnson. I'm definitely liking this start right now for sure. Quarterbacks are definitely going earlier than we normally see in our community for sure. I mean, we've seen, what do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8 quarterbacks in the first 6 rounds. In our community, we always like to say we like to go quarterbacks a little bit later. You know, we like to wait for quarterbacks. We like to kind of be a little bit more patient, knowing all the quarterbacks that can come back to us towards the end. But hey, each of their own. It looks like, let's see if there's any stacks here. Patrick Mahomes, no. Justin Fields, no. Herbert doesn't have any stacks. Hurts doesn't. Josh Allen didn't have one either. Trevor Lawrence didn't have one. Neither does Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson. So, hey, each of their own. Let's see what happens here. Darren Waller at the 6'9", Kirk, Addison, Pittman, Swift, Dotson, and then Burks at the 7'3". That is a Zach pick right there. Mike Williams. You know, another guy was contemplating at the 6'7". There was Christian Kirk for sure. But if I think for me, if Deontay Johnson is there now, I'm happily taking him over Christian Kirk. I think he is clear. Deontay Johnson technically still the wide receiver 1 on this team. A lot of people are saying, you know, Calvin Ridley is the wide receiver 1. I still think Christian Kirk is going to bring tremendous value. Trevor Lawrence is going to make them both fantasy relevant. We need to see how big of a relevancy are they both going to be bringing to this year. Okay. This is interesting now. There's no wide receivers I want right now. What about quarterbacks? No quarterbacks. I already have my tight end. I think I'm going to have to go Monty here. And then wait on these wide receivers to come back to me. It's very similar to a team I drafted the other day. But let's see. Style says, AFC is tough. Got Bills, Dolphins, Jags, Chargers, all legitimate contenders, and Ravens. Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, one of these top teams probably don't make it. I mean, we saw that same thing last year. I mean, one of the top teams, the teams that didn't make it last year, the Steelers didn't make the playoffs last year, right? The Titans technically didn't make the playoffs, which we've seen the Titans in the playoffs the past couple years. That's about it in the AFC. The Patriots didn't make the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Patriots didn't make the playoffs last year. Normally, obviously, with Tom Brady's history, we've seen him kind of go be consistent in the playoffs. Even with Mac Jones in his rookie year, they went to the playoffs. So, yeah, there's a lot of contenders. I think the biggest question mark this year is what teams are going to make it in the AFC North, meaning the Bengals, the Ravens, Steelers, and Browns. I think that's wide open. That is wide open. Look, obviously, we can all say it's probably going to be the Bengals. I think that's the easy favorite with Joe Burrow and this team. You know, Joe Money Bags, Chase, T. But I think we need to remember, I think they lost a couple key pieces on defense. I think the Ravens, and I've been talking about this offense, both of this team's offense, the Steelers and the Browns. I like both of these guys. These are sneaky contenders. Sneaky people that, not saying they're going to be contenders in the Super Bowl to make it to the Super Bowl, but I think these are teams that we will be surprised seeing make it to the playoffs in 2023. So, hey, I don't know. I think that is something that we need to look out for. Trey Lance retakes the starting spot and becomes the QB god of San Fran. That is what every Trey Lance believer is hoping for, without a doubt. So, keep that in mind. Let's do an underdog draft next. Tyler, we're definitely going to do underdog draft. I don't think we're going to do one this week. I want to focus a little bit more on redraft. We've been focused a little bit on underdog in the past 2 weeks. So I wanted to give redraft a full week. The next week will be on with underdog without a doubt. Just Nick, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Not to mention the Jets now with A-Rod. Yeah, exactly. Every single team in the AFC is just... Every single team, honestly, AFC East, I think the Patriots are easily teams that doesn't make it in that division. I think every single team in the North and the AFC can make it to the playoffs. The South, for me, is just the Jags and the Titans. I believe the Titans can make it, but Jags and Titans. And obviously in the West is the team that can't make it, I don't believe is going to make it, is the Raiders. I don't see Jimmy G taking this team to the playoffs. And we didn't see that last year with Derek Carr and Adams. I don't see that really changing too much, in my opinion. All right, Mike Evans. Alvin Kamara at the 7-9. So what was it? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. RB 27, and he is his RB4 on his team for Fantasy Sleeper. I think that's a good pickup there, and that's exactly who I wanted was David and well, I actually didn't want David and Njoku. There was another person I wanted. Let me just double check. Yeah, that wasn't David Njoku. It was Elijah Moore. I know I have two Browns. But, I mean, let's just have some fun for the sake of the mock draft here. Let me just make myself. I think you guys can potentially see it. Let me just make myself a little bit smaller so we can see the next couple rounds. But yeah, Elijah Moore keeps falling. So Alvin Kamara, yeah, at the 7-9. I forgot what number he was. Forgot what number running back he was, but still being the RB4 here off on Fantasy Sleep. I'm assuming Sleeper, Fantasy Sleeper's team. I think it's not too bad. Stephon Diggs, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson. I think I would have preferred, hypothetically, if you took an Elijah Moore at the 8-4 and waited for a tight end. That would have been a really nice start for sure for Fantasy Sleeper. But look, overall, I think Alvin Kamara being your RB4, hypothetically, let's just say Zach Charbonnet kind of takes over for Kenneth Walker in the second half of the season. There's a lot of question marks with, at least in the fantasy community, with Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren about him taking a big part of this offense. But if Alvin Kamara steps in and is the true Alvin Kamara, I think that is something that we can't overlook. Said, took my stack, Badaki. Sorry, man. So sorry. I said I'd rather have 2 chains on my team than 2 Browns. It's gonna change, man. It's gonna change, I tell you. Ain't no Baker Mayfield over there anymore. I mean, we saw Jacoby Brissett make Amari Cooper a top 10. So definitely stay tuned for that. And I like my depth here with Olave, Cooper, Deontay, Elijah Moore. There's a couple of the wide receivers I'm okay to kind of go out and get as well. What's happening, JSC? I like Olave in the 3rd/4th round range, but 2.7 is a little too high for my taste. That's respect. That's respect. Little Zaza is cool too. Yeah. Zay is good, man. I like Zay as well. A little bit difference of where like people are getting drafted today. I feel like this mock has felt a little bit different. I feel like a lot of people are going higher than normal. There goes Watson there. Okay, we'll still wait on. You know what? I'm not gonna wait. Let me just double check. I'm okay. I feel okay with running back here. Double check some wide receivers. Okay. I'm actually gonna go Tua. Go Tua tags here at the 9-6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. QB 10. He's my QB 10 in my rankings right now. I think Tua is I think he is the last, in my opinion, elite quarterback after Deshaun Watson. A guy that I really believe, if we saw last year, before those injuries, he was on pace for 5,200 yards. He was on pace to finish as a top 5 to 8 quarterback, and he has one of the best wide receiver duos in the league in Waddle and Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest duos in the league as well. And there's going to be a video coming out where I talk about Tua tags and his efficiency. So definitely stay tuned for that, because I think Tua is being slept on here, and I can get him here at the 9-6 as a QB 10. Look, I wish I could put him higher. I just can't put him higher over Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Herbert, and Fields. But I think Tua is one of the last elite quarterbacks on my list here before I can say, you know what, I'm happy if these guys can get me into a top 8 finish or top 12 finish. I think Tua can be a top 5, top 6 finishing quarterback coming into 2023. Do you think Calvin can outperform his ADP? I think so. I think right now, and look, in best ball, he's going significantly higher. In best ball, you see him going sometimes in the 3rd round to early 4th round. Here he went at the 4-5. So I guess that's kind of on par to where I'm comfortable taking Calvin Ridley. There's only one other person I would take over Calvin, and that is Amari Cooper. That's what I would say. Calvin can outperform his ADP. I think if I really want to, I just think you can get Christian Kirk for a lot cheaper, and I think he's going to outperform his ADP, because if you're drafting Calvin Ridley as your wide receiver 1, and he is going to finish as the wide receiver, 25? Let's see where he went here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He went as the wide receiver 18. And if he has a top, let's say top 25, he finishes outside the top 20, that's a bit disappointing for your wide receiver 1. So in my eyes, I'm really hoping for Calvin Ridley to his value to adjust, so maybe we can take him towards the end of the 4th, where I don't really see that happening, and then I can get I can get Christian Kirk 2 rounds later, who I believe if I can get him as my wide receiver 2 or my wide receiver 3, I think Christian Kirk could easily outperform his ADP with the same PPR opportunities he's going to get, with the same touchdown opportunities he's going to get. I think there's going to be less targets, but I guess what I'm trying to say, there will be more reception and less targets, which in my eyes could potentially even out his value there. I bought a video on him as well. I'm going to take OBJ here. I just want to double check. A wide receiver 5 in the 10th, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. One sec. Another hot take. Michael Thomas comes back and does better than Ridley. Whoa, that is a big take right there. Yo, Michael Thomas is hard, man. I don't know about MT. I've been off him ever since he got injured. But what's crazy, when you look back at what he did the first 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of the season, Michael Thomas, let me just pull this up really fast. Michael Thomas was wide receiver 16. The first 3 games of the season, keep in mind, caught 5 out of 8 targets, 2 touchdowns. He finished wide receiver 8 that week. Week 2, caught 6 out of 9 and a touchdown for over 65 yards. Wide receiver 19 that week. And then obviously week 3, caught 5 out of 5 for 49, no touchdowns. Finished wide receiver 47, excuse me. So in weeks 1 to 2, let's just see, obviously small sample size, he was wide receiver 9. Look, no doubt about it, if Michael Thomas can stay healthy, we have to show him the respect he's due. The problem is, do we take the risk on someone like that now? And I think it could be similar things could be said when CMC was getting injured, but you knew the upside. Same thing with Michael Thomas. You knew the upside with getting injured, but there's multiple consecutive years where even now, is he really that healthy? How is he practicing? I think if we get a full camp with Michael Thomas, a full go, we see him in practice. Maybe he plays, a couple downs in preseason. It's just so he can get his body acclimated, because he's been out of football, feels like, for a while. I would agree. You have to put the respect on his name. You have to acknowledge that Michael Thomas is the guy, still has the talent to be this guy. Can he stay healthy? Did he get drafted here? Let's see, where did MT go? I think he did get drafted. Tell me where. I'm don't even see him. Okay, Michael Thomas, the 9-1. So he went as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wide receiver 5. I'm happy to take a chance. But look, if Michael Thomas and Kadarius Toney both are out, that's a terrible start so far. But I'm Kadarius Toney with the injury prone, Michael Thomas with the injury prone. Well, that's a bit difficult. To say. Simon, who would end up as the Giants wide receiver 1? Look, I think no doubt it's probably going to be, even though he's not a wide receiver, but the number 1 target is going to be Waller. Wide receiver, I think there's technically 3 options. And I'll give you them in the order that I'm thinking. Paris Campbell, Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins. I think all those guys can be wide receiver 1 on this team. I think Paris Campbell has, in my opinion, the highest upside. And let me tell you, give me a second as I make my pick here. Let's go for another wide receiver. I'll take Mooney here. I personally believe Paris Campbell has a higher upside because of the way he can play his game. He has the speed to be maybe not Darius Slayton's speed, but he has the speed to be a deep threat. He's a decent route runner, meaning that he can be utilized anywhere on the field as a slant guy, on the edge guy, maybe like he was being used at the Colts, being a field stretcher. But I think they're going to utilize him the same way we saw if you guys remember the way we used Richie James this past year, a guy that can be moved around all around, the guy that can be in the middle of the field, or the guy that can do punt returns, he is going to be an all-around guy. He just needs to stay healthy. And if he can stay healthy and play all 17 games, I think Paris Campbell will be our wide receiver 1. And then Darius Slayton, once again, if Paris Campbell doesn't stay healthy, Slayton, I think, becomes a wide receiver 1. And then is Isaiah Hodgins. So look, I love Wan'Dale Simon. When is he coming back? That's the question. Everything's saying that he's going to be back. Everything's saying that he's going to be back week 1. But if he's not healthy, then that's a question mark. If he is healthy, I think he will be over. I think he will be the wide receiver 3. Still love Wan'Dale, but I think with all these mouths to feed, it's going to be a bit difficult to see where that is. But in a dynasty perspective, I don't know if Paris Campbell's going to be on this team. I don't know if Isaiah Hodgins is going to be on this team. I think Wan'Dale for the long haul will be this guy. I think Wan'Dale is the Cole Beasley from what we saw in 2-3 years ago now, maybe 4 years ago now, when Josh Allen, right? That is a type of player that Wan'Dale can be for Daniel Jones, a quick slant guy, the guy that can get into space quickly and use his speed, his twitchiness to create space. Let's put some, yeah, I saw that. All right. Now I'm on the clock here. Let me see. Daniel Jones still there. That's wild. Man. Should probably go with another running back here. I'm not in love with these wide receivers. I'm gonna take Singletary here. Kind of the same page with Zach. I don't believe Singletary is gonna eat into his Damian Pierce's workload, but Devin Singletary can easily be a guy that can catch 40 passes in the backfield if they're going to be utilizing him that way. New offensive coordinator. Let's see what that looks like over there. Appreciate you, man. Just have a nasty team. I'm not too shabby right now with my team. I like it so far. You know, 2 with tags. Like my wide receivers, like my running backs. Got 4 running backs and Travis Kelce. Like the way this panned out. Guys, our like goes 65 likes. If you guys want to see a second mock draft, maybe you're lurking, you haven't dropped the like, make sure you drop a like. If not, this will be the last mock draft of today. Then I'm going to record some videos for the week, at least for the weekend for you guys. But if we can't hit the like goal, that is all good. They love Isaiah Hodgins. Watch out for him. Yeah, look, Joshua, I agree. Hodgins could definitely be the guy that that can show out and come up, and we saw that last year. Once again, I think they like him in that order. I think they like Paris Campbell, Slayton, then Hodgins. If Wan'Dale's healthy, put him above Hodgins because they can get more creative with Wan'Dale. So that's exactly how I'm seeing it. Held off on quarterback my Superflex Dynasty draft at the 111 and ended up with Dimes eventually. Hopefully he bowls out. Yeah. This team just gets better. Better offensive line. Danny Dimes another year. So yeah, I can definitely see that happening without a doubt. Greg Dulcich at the 11-2 there with Chig Okonkwo. I'll make a video on Greg here this coming week. I think some good value, some good things from Greg that I like. You can get a good late round tight end. You know, a lot of people were talking about Chig and what he was doing. I think a lot of people maybe overlooked Greg Dulcich, and he's going a whole round later than Chig. So stay tuned for that. I'm liking Greg Dulcich right now. I think he's the new Chig Okonkwo as we get closer to the season. Chig was all about the offseason. You know, who's the best tight end? Chig Okonkwo. Everyone was telling you about it. I think Greg Dulcich could be this guy for me as we get closer into the season. I want to get some different depth here. I mean, we're talking about Paris, right? I'll take Paris. Bit of a reach, but just for fun, right? Yeah, we have Simon. We definitely have. We've seen the ceiling. I don't think he can. I don't think he's gonna rush for more than 700, 800 yards. Without Saquon Barkley, we can have a different conversation. But if Saquon's on this team, which I do believe he will be on this team for the next at least 2 to 3 years, I don't think we'll see him cap more than 800 yards. So maybe we technically haven't, but with this current roster construction, we have. And this team gets better, more weapons, more depth on this team. Once again, Waller, Campbell, I agree. Guys, as we go into the last couple picks of this mock draft, just want to give you a couple friendly reminders. Zach is away for the next couple weeks. And if you want to join a redraft league, that is simple. All you have to do is join or sign up at the Flock Fantasy. Select the Mother Flocker tier. Send me a message on Discord, and we can get you into a redraft league. We are starting that right now. So once again, all you have to do is sign up at flockfantasy.com using our promo code LAND. That's in the chat right there. So make sure you go do that. If you want to join our redraft leagues, we're going to be pumping out redraft leagues. We're going to be doing as many redraft leagues as possible. The more you guys sign up, the more we can do. Unfortunately, you can only be in one league right now. I mean, there's other ways you can do it unless you create multiple accounts. We're trying to work on a way where, you can edit your payment and then join multiple leagues. But for right now, only one league per person. But yeah, make sure you go sign up to Flock if you want to join a redraft league. We have a bunch of great content coming out this week. Obviously, on our Dynasty channel, we just dropped our top 24 QB tiers. Zach has just dropped a video last night or this morning for you guys of must draft sleepers. We have a top 50 Superflex tiers and more league winning players. So definitely stay tuned for that. But appreciate each and every one of you. If you have, I'll leave a couple minutes for a couple more questions if anyone has before we go. Any fantasy related questions or whatever you guys want to do. But yeah, let me know if you have anything. But if not, I would definitely be calling it here. And then we'll see you tomorrow on the Dynasty channel for Dynasty mock draft over there on our Dynasty channel. Okay. All right, yeah. Appreciate you guys. All love once again. Sign up at flockfantasy.com to join our redraft leagues, and we appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow once again on the redraft channel. Gator fan has a question. This will be the last question here. Who's the safest quarterback that you would like to take in a Superflex league as your second quarterback? I think that's a really good question. So obviously, let's just say you go in let's say you have the first 8 picks in the first round. Obviously, that is Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Fields. That is my quarterbacks. Now, the quarterbacks that are coming back to me, if they do fall to me in a Superflex league and in a redraft perspective, I'm really happy to target the following quarterbacks in no particular order. Deshaun Watson, Tua, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Geno Smith, and Aaron Rodgers. Those are my 6 quarterbacks that I will be targeting. And if you're asking for your league, Gator fan, which is you're at the 102, I'm assuming you get Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. If one of those guys come back to me, I'm happy to take, a Tua. Once again, Tua, Deshaun, Kirk Cousins, Geno, Jared Goff, Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones. So that is kind of what I am looking at right now. Okay, last one for sure. Cameron, so what's your thoughts on Walker? I think he's going to be a huge steal this year at his 3rd round ADP. Kenneth Walker is an interesting one that I don't think anyone can put their hands on and really understand what's truly going to be happening with him. Right now, I mean, Kenneth Walker where'd he go here? Gibbs, Brees, Etienne. Where did Walker go? Am I tripping? Am I tripping not seeing Kenneth Walker right now? He went in the 4th round. Okay, I am tripping. So he went the 4-4. Look, no one knows what's going to happen. If Zach Charbonnet is truly just a pass-catching guy, Kenneth Walker is going to continue to eat. We've seen the success with someone be, the all-down guy, a third round guy. I think a 3rd round pick for Kenneth Walker is a bit too much for me. I'm happy to take him where he went here. I would say a little bit later, I'm happy to go and get a Calvin Ridley and Amari Cooper over a Kenneth Walker and then let that fall to how you will. But it's kind of true what everyone's saying. Zach Charbonnet, he's going round 9, as you can see here, about 5 rounds later than Kenneth Walker. And you're telling me Zach Charbonnet, in our opinion, was just as talented and he was somebody that we all scouted to lead a backfield. I think it all depends on Pete Carroll and how he's going to utilize it. This is a 50-50 workload. Kenneth Walker is not somebody you want to be drafting in the 4th round. But if Zach Charbonnet is truly just a guy that is a reliever back, a third down guy, or a pass catching running back, Kenneth Walker, I believe, still is going to be valuable to be drafting in the 4th round. But if not, and Zach Charbonnet truly does eat into at least, let's just say 40% of the workload. 40% of the workload is already too much for Kenneth Walker. That is way too much. I think Walker needs to be the only way Walker is successful if it's 20 to 25 and Charbonnet is getting a pass catching down. So, look, it's hard to say. Are we drafting Kenneth Walker that early? I don't know. Walker was drafted really early last year, but didn't get any work till Penny went down. I think Walker was smashed. I don't mind drafting both, right? Yeah, and you definitely can. You definitely can draft both. If you're saying Walker was drafted, yeah. Look, I understand because I think in the rookie perspective, Kenneth Walker was only going to take over Rashad Penny. I think as a rookie, you always work them in slowly, which we're going to see with Zach Charbonnet. I think we're going to see the first couple weeks, Kenneth Walker really being fine. He's going to be fine having, he's going to be a good fantasy relevant running back for I would say the first 4 to 5 weeks. Then during the bye week, once Zach Charbonnet kind of comes in, he gets his feet wet. Pete Carroll saying we want to involve Zach Charbonnet a little bit more. That's a problem. That's going to be a question. And then you're going to be coming to us, Cameron, or like just everyone in the community who has Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet, who to start this week. Zach Charbonnet or Kenneth Walker? That's exactly what's going to be happening like we saw with so many other running backs, right? We saw that with is it Miles Sanders or somebody else? Is it Khalil Herbert or David Montgomery last year? Is it Jamal Williams or DeAndre Swift? That's exactly going to be the exact pathway that we're going to go down next year, right? So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one. But look, once again, I appreciate each and every one of you. So see what you mean. You brought up some good points. I should take into consideration. Yeah. Look, it's just going to be a tough one. Think about it. If you can draft Aaron Jones knowing that he's going to get the workload, sure. If you can draft Joe Mixon knowing that he's not going to be interfered with the workload, sure. We all know Kenneth Walker's upside. But if you can get a guy that has a workload that's not going to be interfered, then I would rather have that. But once again, appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you tomorrow once again on the Redraft channel, man. Thank you for all the questions, and we'll see you mañana.